Hey Smash fans, it's been a while since I made a video, but since the Super Smash Bros. Ballot is ending on October 3rd, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to make a quick top 10 list of the characters that I would want to see make an appearance. And remember, this is my list, so don't be disappointed if some of your favorites don't make it on there. Now, before we get started, let's go over a few ground rules first. Only characters that have originated in video games can be on this list. That means characters from other media, such as TV shows and movies, that later found their way into video games, can't be on this list. But if a video game character later appeared in other media, that's fair game. Sorry, Goku and Spider-Man, as much as I love you guys, you're just not eligible for this list. Now with that out of the way, let's get started with number 10. Paper Mario. Now, the reason Paper Mario is so high on this list is because we already have enough Mario characters as it is. But if we are going to get another Mario character, I'd rather it be Paper Mario than Toad or a Goomba or something ridiculous like that. Also, Paper Mario could be a fairly unique character. With his hammer and his paper folding techniques, he wouldn't have to be a clone of any established characters. I imagine him as a glass cannon, someone who's fast and light, but at the same time can dish out a lot of damage. Alright, next we have number 9. Dixie Kong, from the Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country Returns games. Now, even though I'd like to see this character make an appearance in Smash Bros., the reason I placed her at number 9 is because I'm worried that Sakurai might make her a clone of Diddy Kong, and I'm really not a fan of clone characters. But if the Smash Bros. Team is smart about it, they can utilize her hair with their hair whip and her hair flutter techniques to make her a unique character all her own. I mean, they would definitely have to replace Diddy Kong's jetpack and peanut gun. Anyways, let's move on to number 8. Rayman. Now, I know Rayman already exists in the form of a trophy, but I think he could make a really good character as well. With his disembodied hands, his smash attacks could have some of the greatest range in the entire game. Along with his helicopter hair, his recovery game would also be very good. However, I imagine he would be a little bit slower like Pac-Man or Mega Man. Next we have number 7. Bayonetta. A bit on the risque side, and coming from a very violent video game franchise, her odds of making it in the game are very slim to none. But this is my list, and I want to see her in the game, so what the hell, I'm putting her on here anyways. Not only would she increase the number of female characters on the roster, but she could have a mix of long and short range attacks at her disposal as well. I imagine she would be a very fast and brutal character with high combo potential. And of course, her final smash would have to be one of the many Umbran climax techniques. Following Bayonetta we have number 6. Assassin from the Assassin's Creed franchise. To me it doesn't really matter which assassin they use, maybe Altair or the fan favorite Ezio, but I figure they would all have very similar moves anyway. He would undoubtedly be a very close range character, utilizing his swords and hidden blade, potentially having a counter as well. At this point, I imagine many of you thinking, why not the Prince from Prince of Persia? Well, the simple answer to that is, this is my list, so if you want him on your list, go ahead and make your own. I simply have a preference for the Assassin's Creed franchise. Okay, let's move on to number 5. Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. It seems like Nintendo has been trying to add some ninja-like characters to the roster with Sheik and Greninja, but it's high time we got a true ninja assassin to join the battle. In Ninja Gaiden, Ryu Hayabusa can utilize a variety of weapons to his advantage, so in Super Smash Bros., I'm sure he'd be a very fast and combo-heavy character with a mixture of weapon and magic-based attacks. And now we have number 4. Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. His famous Buster Sword would be a great addition to Link's legendary Master Sword and to Shulk's Monado. As a super soldier, he could do a heavy damage at a great distance, and his final smash could be similar to that of Shulk's, where Tifa, Barret, and the rest of the crew join in to deliver a devastating blow. Now let's move on to our top 3 with number 3. Shantae, the half-genie hero. Now, the thing I think would make her an exciting addition to the roster is her ability to transform into different creatures. Just think about it. Besides her ponytail whips, she could transform into a little monkey, an elephant, a harpy, or a Tinkerbat, each with unique properties and attacks. Though transformations are nothing new to the Smash Bros. Franchise, they have been taken out of Super Smash Bros. 4, and this would be a great way to reintroduce them. Not to mention that the Smash Bros. Roster still needs a few more females, and Shantae would do a great job at alleviating that. Anyways, let's move on to number 2. The dynamic duo, Banjo and Kazooie. This amazing platforming duo made its debut appearance on a Nintendo 64, and I can't think of a better fit to go alongside Mario and Donkey Kong on the Super Smash Bros. Roster. Seriously, these guys are practically made for the game. With the dozens upon dozens of moves that are learned in Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, there's no shortage of attacks that Sakurai can utilize. In fact, the hardest decision he'll probably have to make is which moves to leave out. If it was up to me, I'd make sure Kazooie's Beak Buster, his Bill Drill, his Talon Trot, and the variety of egg shooting techniques were all included. As far as their final smash is concerned, maybe Mumbo Jumbo can transform them into some giant creature to destroy everything on stage. Finally, taking our top spot is number 1, Shrek. Scam. No. Seriously though, last but definitely not least, we have number 1, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I can't tell you just how excited I'd be if I saw this guy show up in Super Smash Bros. I've been a long-time fan of the Kingdom Hearts franchise, and I just think Sora would be a perfect addition. His Keyblade is such a unique weapon that could utilize a lot of magic attacks, and he could probably be very fast and floaty, but probably very lightweight as well. Now for his final smash, I'm sure that getting the rights to Donald and Goofy would be an absolute nightmare for Nintendo, so maybe Kairi and Riku can just join him for a team attack. In fact, I wouldn't even mind seeing Sora take on one of his drive forms, like his Master form or his Final form, and allowing the player to absolutely devastate his opponents. I think that would make for a really cool final smash. Well, that's all for this short top 10 list. Remember, the Super Smash Bros. Ballot ends on October 3rd, so if you have yet to vote, I hope this gets your creative juices flowing, and whatever you do, make sure to vote, because Nintendo is making history by allowing the fans to elect the very first character to show up in a Super Smash Bros. Game. Oh, and what did you think of my top 10 list? Did you have any questions or concerns? If so, make sure to voice them in the comment section below. And as usual, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching!